What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and this week I've been driving the 2023 Mazda CX-5 Signature Turbo. Up front is a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, I'm super excited to be making this video because I am a Mazda fan. I've owned a bunch of Mazdas. My parents have had CX-5s for the last 5 or 6 years. And I've reviewed almost every model year of this body style of CX-5. So I'm very, very familiar with this chassis. I'm very familiar with its features. And as the title suggests, this is going to be a brutally honest review of where you should spend your money when it comes to the Mazda CX-5. But if you would like a video of your vehicle featured here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. There's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I will film your personal vehicle. But let's get back to that 2.5-liter turbo under the hood. Well, it makes 227 horsepower, which is a really great number, especially for vehicles in this segment. Now, you can also get the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter, but this is the top dog for the time being here in the CX-5. Fuel economy has actually been pretty decent given the fact that it is a turbo 4-cylinder. I've been averaging about 23.3 miles to the gallon, which has been all city driving, and I have to say that's better than I expected out of this turbo 4. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed automatic. Mazda has used this in the CX-5 for a very, very long time. It's a pretty solid transmission. It's not the sportiest or fastest shifting transmission I've ever experienced in my life, but it does a thorough job. Last but not least, the Signature Turbo CX-5 is all-wheel drive, and actually for 2022, they discontinued front-wheel drive CX-5s, so you can only get the Mazda CX-5 with the all-wheel drive option. So how does it feel to actually drive around the Mazda CX-5 Signature Turbo? Well, it's a very nice experience. You do get a decent amount of road feel with the CX-5. Mazda has prided themselves on superior driving dynamics, and I think that really comes true with the CX-5. Now, if you're looking for a cushy, floaty, bubbly ride, it's not going to be this car. However, for someone who likes to take a corner in a spirited way, the CX-5 has been my choice. So with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 gauges. Off to the left is the tachometer, off to the right is my coolant temperature and fuel, and then in the center I actually get a digital screen that I can cycle through a bunch of different options. I like that Mazda allows you to do this. And when you put it into the different drive modes, it actually does change the color and appearance of that center gauge, which I really, really like. I've been begging Mazda to do this for quite some time. Up above the gauge cluster, I do have a head-up display giving me my lane keep as well as current speed and speed limit of the road, and this does have sign recognition, so it'll tell me when a stop sign is coming up, which is very, very nice. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my volume, skip track, and phone options, and off to the right, I have my radar cruise control, as well as I do have steering assist. So that was new for the refresh in 2022, and it's a fine system. It's okay, it does the job, but I don't really find myself using it all that much. But then again, I haven't taken this car on any long extended trips, so that could be the reason why. I also do get a heated steering wheel, which is a nice feature. However, when opting for the heated steering wheel, you lose the hole in the bottom of the steering wheel. So if you casually rest your finger there, you might have to find a different place to do so. I do also have paddle shifters around the back of the wheel, which is a nice feature. And off to the left, I have my climate control vent, rear tailgate release, lane keep assist on and off, parking sensors on and off, and my view button. So this does toggle a 360 camera, which I absolutely love for the CX-5. I think that's a great feature, and I use it quite a bit. On the door, I do have real wood accents. That is a big perk with the Signature trim level. And then I have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows down below. Moving into the center, I do get my infotainment system. This does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, they are wired, which is starting to become a little bit dated, and especially for $41,000, I would have liked to have seen wireless CarPlay. Like I said, we also get that backup camera and 360 camera. Down below that infotainment system, we do have the 2 climate control vents and hazard switch. And then we have our climate controls. Up top, I do have the heated steering wheel control, but then I have the climate controls themselves, heated and ventilated seats, which are really, really nice options. Dual zone climate, which comes standard on almost all Mazdas. Love that. And overall, I just really like the layout of it. It's not super cluttered. It doesn't take up too much space, and I really enjoy the physical buttons. Then we do get a little cubby with a 12-volt outlet up at the front, as well as a wireless charger. But with it not having wireless CarPlay, I haven't used the wireless charger all that much. Then we come to the shifter, same shifter they've been putting in the CX-5 for the last several years. I like it. Off to the left is the MI drive button. In the 2022 refresh, they added an off-road mode, as to where this used to just be a sport button on and off. Now there's sport, off-road, and normal. Then we have our power parking brake and brake hold. Love that feature. And then the selector dial for the center infotainment screen for when you're driving, or if you prefer a tactile dial. Say that 5 times fast. Then we do have cup holders, so we will do a big freaking bottle test in the CX-5 Signature Turbo. All of the previous ones have failed, so right on par. The 2023 is no different. Then in the center console, this is where you'll find your 2 USB-A inputs, as well as a 12-volt outlet. And then we gotta talk about the seats. The seats are genuine Nappa leather. They are dark brown, which I know it said it on the window sticker, but it took me several days to actually realize that these are dark brown and not black seats. But they are heated, ventilated, power, and memory, so everything I can ask for from a modern seat like this. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2023 Mazda CX-5 Signature Turbo, and a couple of things to note. First of all, knee room is okay. It's not the best in the world. It's also not the worst. Headroom is really, really good. I have tons of space up above my head, which I really, really like. Down below here, I do have 2 climate control vents, and in here, I actually do have heated seat options in the center console, along with 2 cup holders, but I have 3 different levels of heated seats and a little openable cubby with 2 USB-A chargers. Really nice to see back here. I've ridden back here in my parents' CX-5 plenty of times. It's fine riding back here. I don't love it. I also don't hate it, but you're gonna see that across the board. I don't think any of the Mazda CX-5's competitors really do back seats in this crazy, amazing way. They're all very, very similar. And so that's to be said about this CX-5 as well. Speaking of space, let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Mazda CX-5, little button right in the center down there. Pop it up. Oh, that's where my sweatshirt went. I've been looking for you. All right, so in the back of the CX-5, I do have these handles to allow the second row of seats to fold down, which is really, really nice. I do have a 12-volt outlet that works off of the battery. Love to see that. I can also pull this up. We do have the spare tire, and that is the extra Bose speaker. Kind of like a subwoofer, kind of works like a subwoofer, I should say. Overall, plenty of space in the back of the CX-5. This is actually why my parents bought this car. It's because my mom carries all these totes with things in them, and she slides them in the back very, very easily. And so this was the big, big selling point for the CX-5. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is finished in Soul Red Metallic, and it is Mazda's flagship color. It's their most brilliant and most beautiful color that they've probably produced in at least the last 20 years. The only thing that really rivals it in my mind is the Montego Blue from the FD RX-7. Because this is the Signature Turbo, it also gets the color-matched body molding on the side where that would normally be black. And as I've mentioned with several other features, it did get a visual refresh in 2022 as well. Here it is parked next to my parents' 2021 CX-5, and you can notice some slight differences here and there, mostly in the headlights and taillights. But now, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the 2023 Mazda CX-5 Signature Turbo for the last week? Well, I have to say it's been a pretty good experience. I've enjoyed my time here with the CX-5 Signature Turbo, but something has been nagging at me this whole week, and that would be the price tag. $41,000 is quite a chunk of change for an automobile. And while this car does feel worthy of that, I get nice features in here. It has a great driving feel, has a nice premium feel. I've done a lot of reflecting, and I've reflected on a lot of the CX-5s that I've reviewed in the past. I've reviewed almost every trim level at this point. So where would I spend my money? Well, it's an easy answer. The middle ground. The three trims you see on screen right now are the middle trims. They're above the base, but below this signature turbo. We have the Carbon Edition, the S Premium, and the S Premium Plus. The Carbon Edition is going to be like blacked out wheels, be a little bit more of an appearance package. Here's what that vehicle looks like, and I have a review of a 2022 Carbon Edition if you're curious. You can also go up to the S Premium and the S Premium Plus. The big difference between the S Premium and Premium Plus are going to be the Bose speakers and the heated rear seats, which honestly I don't think is super necessary. I love the Bose system in here, but if you just listen to podcasts or casually listen to the radio or music, you're not really gonna notice too much of a difference. If you are an audiophile and you like good music, and music is a big piece of your personality, then yeah, splurge for this 10-speaker Bose system. I really do like it. But I think the S Premium is actually honestly the way to go, and let me tell you why. First of all, it's $33,000, so already right off the bat, it's $8,000 cheaper than the car I'm driving in this video. That's a decent amount to keep in your pocket, and that's what I'm all about. But you still get nice features. You still get heated seats, you get the nicer upgraded wheels, so it looks a lot better. However, you don't get the turbo engine. This is kind of what I was leaning towards. I like the turbo. I like turbocharged cars, and that extra power is definitely very nice, but it's not necessary. I've really only noticed that it was a turbo maybe twice, merging in and out of traffic. That's really been it. Driving around in the city, you don't notice a difference between the turbo and non-turbo. So why spend the extra money on the turbo engine? Not to mention the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated non-turbo engine has been proven to be very, very reliable. Not only in my own personal daily driver, I have that engine, but I've driven other Mazda products with the same engine that have gone over 200,000 miles with no major defects. That is impressive to see and say. Going with that turbo engine, Mazda says that you can use either regular or premium gas. However, I would feel weird not putting premium fuel in a turbocharged engine. Mazda says this won't hurt the vehicle, but if you want the best performance, you're going to want to fill it up with premium fuel, and that is going to add to the cost of ownership for the CX-5. So another big perk of the non-turbo engine. I also probably wouldn't get Soul Red Metallic. Now, it is a lovely, brilliant color, but it has a lot of layers to it in the painting process. And so if I were to ever get into an accident, I needed a door repainted, a bumper repainted, it is going to be very, very hard and very, very expensive to fix. So for longevity's sake, I would probably get a different color. I think the Mazda CX-5 is a great product. I really, really do. But I think at $41,000, it really starts to compete out of its class. There's a lot of luxury SUVs at the $40,000 mark. But buying one for $33,000, lower 30s, that is where this vehicle really, really shines. It outperforms everything in its class at that price point, and you start to feel like you really get a deal. So I'm glad that the Signature Turbo is offered, much like I'm very happy that Wendy's offers the Triple Baconator. But would I spend my money on it? No. I would go with something in the middle, something a little bit more affordable, but still has the great qualities that make the CX-5 what it is. The CX-5's beauty comes through in the middle ground, and that beauty shines ever so brightly. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Mazda for loaning me this vehicle for the last week, as well as the Midwestern Automotive Media Association, and of course the team over at Drive Shop for making this video happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.